Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Assessment Appeals Board number 2. Today is March 26th. I think Brandon is going to do roll call.
Sorry.
Please bear with us. We're a little off this morning. One of our members didn't show up, so we're trying to fill in the gaps here.
All right, let's see. For roll call, Board Member Ferris.
Present.
Board Member Hess is absent. Board Member Little is absent. Board Member Sisk.
Present.
Thank you. That completes the roll call.
Okay, please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing. I'll now place each of you under oath. When I complete reading your oath, please state I do. Please raise your right arm. You and each of you do solemnly affirm that the testimony you're about to give in the matters now pending before this board will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. All right, Brendan's going to conduct the agenda review.
Right. Item number 5, agenda review for March 26, 2018. The clerk of the board recommends approval of the agenda review by the Assessment Appeals Board. The agenda review consists of the following agenda items. Item number 17, application number 1710604, applicant Colleen Connors, removed from the agenda due to the submission of a withdrawal. Item number 19, application number 1710719, applicant Sherry Wrigley and Philip Desiree Pantinude. Sherry Wrigley, denied due to lack of appearance. Item number 24, application number 1710786, applicant Cassie Corbett, continue to May 7, 2018, pending receipt of original stipulation. Item number 25, application number 1710803, applicant Fernando Gutierrez, denied due to lack of appearance. Item number 26, application number 1710805, applicant Joan Fragler, denied due to lack of appearance. Item number 27, application number 1710821, applicant Irene Williams, removed from the agenda due to the submission of a withdrawal. Item number 29, application number 1710827, applicant Rita Hurd, denied due to lack of appearance. Item number 35, application number 1710869, applicant PTI Technologies, removed from the agenda due to the submission of a withdrawal. Item number 37, application number 1710902, applicant Manny Degani, removed from the agenda due to the submission of a withdrawal. Item number 38, application number 1710908, applicant International Paper Company, continue to May 7th, 2018, pending receipt of original stipulation. Item number 41, application number 1710957, applicant Northwest Dealer Co. Holdings, continue to May 7th, 2018, pending receipt of original stipulation. That completes the agenda review. Request approval as read.
Looking for motion to approve?
So moved.
I second.
All right. Please vote. Thank you.
Okay, anyone here did not hear their name called? Okay,
Well,
nope.
right.
Like jumping around?
Anyone whose name had not been called will be on the regular agenda. So
Okay, great. Never mind, sorry.
right,
Okay.
right now is the
Any
public comments.
Public comments? Any comments from the public? Any comments from the board? Okay.
Hold on just a second. Let me catch up with you. All right, so that takes us to the remaining items on the agenda. So for the benefit of the public here, we're going to go through everything on the agenda remaining. If you hear your name called, please come forward to the podium and we'll let the board know what you want to do today. And then those of you that tell the board you want to move forward with your case, we'll come back and discuss that a little further after we've gone through the entire thing. So first we have item number 8, and I have, let's see. Item number 8 is application number 1610322 for applicant 50 East Thousand Oaks LLC. This is a request for an increase in assessment. I'll give you the paperwork. You guys flip through it, you don't have to read it all. So this is a request for increase in assessment by the assessor. Subsequently, the applicant has requested to withdraw their application, and the assessor has agreed to withdraw their request to raise. Because the request to raise the assessment was initiated, and the board has the option to still hear the case if they believe there is reason to. And if the board does not believe they need to hear the case, they can accept the party's withdrawal of the application. So at this time, the question to the board is if you want to accept the withdrawal or require the parties to move forward with their hearings.
I'm okay
What does the
accepting.
assessor say?
Yeah. Any comments from the assessor's office?
Good morning, board members, council. Christopher Horn for the assessor's office. We submitted the letter requesting the retraction of our raised letter. And as the clerk of the board indicated, the applicant has also requested withdrawal of the application. The assessor explained in the letter the circumstances with regards to the reasoning why we want to withdraw the raise. A board that Chair Sisk, you commandeered, granted the raise previously for TI improvements, and we took that value and factored it into the base year value, and the Prop 8 value that is currently on the roll still fell within the value range. So we felt it wasn't necessary to go after the raise previously indicated in the initial raise letter. That's the reason why we're asking to retract it.
Okay. Yeah, I'm looking for a motion to accept.
So moved.
I second.
Please vote.
Excuse me, Mr. Clerk.
Yes.
Did I have the headphones?
Oh, I forgot about that, yes. We need one more vote on this item.
Thank you.
Good.
I can adjust it.
I don't know if you might have to play with it. If it feeds back, you'll have to adjust the volume. Okay. All right, I think we're ready for our next item.
Okay.
Mr. Chair?
Yes.
May I make a comment? Because this will be common to all the applications that are heard today due to the member of the board
Right.
not being here. And I wanted the public to have the benefit of hearing this. And so we wouldn't have to repeat it with each case.
Right. Thank you.
The members of the public have the right to proceed, if they wish, with a 3-member panel, or they can stipulate to a 2-member panel hearing the case. And if the 2 board members do not vote the same way, where their votes cancel each other out, the member of the public can stipulate to the absent board member watching the case on videotape and reviewing the written materials that have been submitted by both parties as evidence and hearing the case that way. So as you come up, the chair will be asking you whether you wish to stipulate to a 2-member board hearing your case today, or you prefer to have a 3-member board. Now, if you're at or near the 2-year deadline mark for having a case decided and heard, the clerk will inform that to the board chair, and the board chair will ask whether you wish if you want a three-member panel, to enter into a stipulation to waive the 2-year time limit. If you're not willing to enter into a stipulation, then the board can deny your request to have your case heard by 3 members, and it would go forward today, heard by the 2 members. And I just wanted every member of the public to know what their options are, and the board rule is the property tax rule 311 on that.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. Are we ready to move on with the next application? Okay, application 16-10838, Norman J.C. Newman Trust.
Yes, we received the applicant came into the hearing this morning and signed a withdrawal form. I guess we're noting for the record that this has been withdrawn. No action is required by the board.
Okay.
And so that completes item 9, and now we have item 10.
Okay. Item 10, application 16-10905, Melissa Lubert.
I handed out an email that I sent to the applicant in response to her.
Okay.
She sent emails over the weekend, which I highlighted. They're very short, very little information. And I had also spoke to her last Thursday. At first, this applicant said they didn't think they were going to be able to come today and wanted to withdraw their application. Then they thought they might send somebody to request an extension. And then over the weekend, I got this email about how they're sick. And then, of course, due to the late informants of the issue, they weren't able to give me feedback to this morning's email. So basically, this applicant, per the email I've given you, has indicated they have the flu, and therefore it's up to the board if the board wants to grant an extension or deny for failure to appear. In this case, the 2-year limit does expire on September 15th, 2018. So normally, if she was present in person, we would be requiring a waiver to extend the 2-year period. And that's all the information I have at this point.
Okay.
You wish to continue?
Yeah, I'm okay with continuing to June 25th. So looking for a motion to postpone to June 25th.
So moved.
Second.
The
And then we'll have
assessor
to-
would
yes.
like to weigh in on this. As there is still outstanding data, as indicated on the agenda, that we have not received, we would like a proviso.
Okay.
And also, the clerk of the board mentioned that the 2-year deadline is fast approaching. And Mr. Clerk of the Board, did you send out a 2-year waiver document?
In this morning's email, when I responded to the emails that came in over the weekend, I did include a waiver and instruction that she should complete and return that if she wished to continue it. But as indicated, I haven't received any response to this morning's email.
I don't know if the board would like to put a contingency upon the return of the 2-year waiver. I don't know how imperative it is for the clerk of the board. He'll have to weigh in on that.
I could live without it. If that she needed to continue any further, we would definitely need it at that point.
Then
Let's just put it in there.
Yeah. I
Okay.
believe better safe than sorry, one, and also the proviso to the assessor's office
Okay.
for data.
Okay, so
Within 30 days.
looking for motion to postpone to June 25th with the proviso that all data requested by the assessor's office be provided within 30 days, and also they complete the 2-year waiver, or sign the 2-year waiver form.
So moved.
I second.
Please vote. Thank you. You can go, oh, there we go.
Okay, application 16-11378 through 11382, Todd Industrial Park LLC.
This is a request for approval of a large reduction stipulation. The stipulations and the appraisal provided by the applicant were emailed to the board last Wednesday. And so it's now put to your board in case there's any questions due to the large amount of the reduction, or if the board wants, the board can approve the large reduction.
Okay. Any comments from the assessor's office on this one?
We have put together a memo that we provided. We believe it's self-explanatory. If for any reason you need further in-depth information, I have the assigned appraiser
Okay.
available.
Okay. I was able to read the information last night.
I just reviewed it.
Okay, yeah. Okay, looking for a motion to approve.
So moved.
I second.
All right, please vote.
Okay. All right, next application, 17-10437, Michelle Hageman.
On this item, a stipulation was submitted to the board this morning in your red folder. So if the board has had time to review this morning, the recommended action would be to approve the
Yes.
stipulation.
Okay.
What was one that you gave us?
Council, have you read? Have you
Yes.
had a chance? Okay. Okay, looking for a motion to approve.
So moved.
I second.
All right, please vote. Thank you.
Okay, next application, 17-10714, Andy Orduno?
4-3.
Orduno?
Please come forward. This application, they did not submit their confirmation of appearance at least 30 days in advance of the hearing. I did explain to the applicant that a rescheduling of their hearing would be required due to the paperwork. Please stand at the microphones. That the because of the paperwork not being submitted, continuance would be required.
Okay. Any comments from the assessor's office?
As the clerk of the board stated, there was no confirmation of appearance.
Okay.
So I believe a continuance charge to the applicant is in order. If they wish to agree to either, I believe it's June 25th. And the question I have for the applicant is, do you have any information that you would like to give the assessor?
Yes.
Okay. Sir, could I get you to state your name for the record?
Andy Orduno.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, and are you, based on the circumstances, are you okay with being rescheduled to a later date?
Yeah, I guess on the circumstances, I guess I have no choice.
That is correct, unless you were able to come up with some very unique reason the board should not. So,
Okay.
our options to reschedule are June 25th, October 29th, or if absolutely necessary, May 7th.
June would be fine.
June 25th?
May 7th?
And is that okay with the
Yeah,
assessor?
could I take May 7th instead, please?
Would the assessor be okay with May 7th? or-
If the clerk of the board has offered that up and that works best for the applicant, then the assessor will not object to that.
Thank you.
Okay, so we have a request to continue to May 7th. Is there any additional requests to put before the board, such as for information be provided?
If the applicant is willing to provide information today, then I believe all the data that would need to be requested is going to be in the applicant's hands.
Okay,
So,
all right. So we just have a request to continue to May 7th, 2018.
Okay, looking for a motion to postpone till May 7th.
So moved.
Second.
All right, please vote on that. All right, thank you, you're all set. Just
All right,
get
thank-
your information to the assessor,
Okay.
and we'll see you on May 7th.
Thank you.
sir, if you will see that gentleman, thank you.
Okay, next application, 17-10743, Mayor Keller, DDS?
This is another late stipulation submission that was provided to the board this morning and reviewed by council. Recommended action is to approve.
Looking for a motion to approve.
So moved.
I second.
All right, please vote. Thank you.
Okay, next application, 17-10760 and 10761. Linda Pariso? Good morning. Could you state your name for the record?
Linda Parizo,
Okay. Okay, and are you prepared to move forward today?
yes.
Okay, about how
Tom's
long?
going to be the one to speak on
Okay,
our
that's fine.
behalf.
About how long will your presentation take?
It depends. I mean, we brought a lot of materials, but you may not want to go through all of them.
Okay, so 30 minutes
We just
maybe?
brought everything that we were told to bring.
Okay,
so.
and you have,
Do we need to move quickly?
well, what we're going to do is we're going to go through the rest of the agenda, and we'll come back
10
to
minutes.
yours, and we'll hear your case first. So 10, okay. And you have copies for all of our board members?
Yes.
Okay, great. All right, Assessor's Office?
The assessor's office is also ready to move forward. We estimate about 10 minutes. The one thing that I ask is that we bifurcate these two cases. The first case is the base year value. The second case is a decline in value for
Okay.
2017. So if the ruling goes in the applicant's favor, then the second appeal may not be necessary.
Okay. Okay, great. We will, go ahead.
And we need to make sure if everyone's okay with the two-member board. Are you acceptable to be
We're
here?
fine with that.
Is the assessor okay with that?
The
And
assessor-
do you stipulate to the absent third member voting based on the records submitted and watching the video if the two board members' votes cancel each other out of the two members here today?
I have no idea what you just said.
Okay. If there's a tie vote among the two board members today, do you agree that the absent board member can review
Oh,
the
yes.
videotape of the hearing and all the written exhibits and place their vote in after
Sure,
today's hearing?
Whatever is the,
So if it's a tie, we're not the winner.
No, if it's a
It'll,
tie.
it'll
the
go
third
to a
member can
third,
break the
it'll go
tie.
to a third vote.
The tie doesn't go to the runner in this case.
yeah. Yeah, if you speak in athletic terms. then-
I
Athletics.
got them.
Okay, great. We will, we're going to hear the rest of the agenda, and we'll come back and hear your case first. All right, thank you. Okay. Next item, 17-10762, Todd Lambert.
On this one, we got a last-minute fax copy of a stipulation, so I'm going to recommend you continue to May 7th? Yes, to May 7th, 2018, pending receipt of the original stipulation.
Okay, Assessor's Office, any comments?
The assessor has no comments about continuing this. The stipulation, the preliminary stipulation, hit our office this morning, so
Okay.
I believe it's in order just to push this off
Okay.
until the next hearing.
Okay, and we're good to May 7th?
May 7th is fine.
Okay. Looking for a motion to postpone to May 7th.
So moved.
I
Sorry.
second.
Sorry, that's pending receipt original stipulation.
Right.
Which, didn't it just come in this morning?
No.
Oh, not the original.
preliminary came
The
in.
preliminary, okay, great.
Thank you.
Next application, 17-10826, Christian Tello Paul Trust.
Good morning.
Morning.
I'm Barry Crisantello.
Okay. And are you prepared to move forward today?
No, I am not. I
Okay.
need more time. I'd request a postponement if
Okay.
I could have one.
Okay. And Assessor's Office.
The assessor does not object to a continuance being granted. This is the first time in front of the board. Is June 25th?
June 20, let me just look really quick. My wife has a lot of doctor's appointments at the City of Hope. And, the 25th of June looks clear.
Okay. Then let's tentatively agree to that.
Okay.
For some reason, if something comes up, if you would be kind enough to contact the clerk of the board and notify him that you need to push this further out, then the clerk of the board will make the necessary arrangements.
Okay.
Okay, all right, go ahead, Brandon.
Is there any additional requests besides the request to continue?
I'm sorry.
Please, sir, go
I
ahead.
was just going to ask, I have a lot of files on my phone, and we discussed this before, but is it better to bring in a DVD of videos and pictures and films and?
That is a
I
clerk of the
don't
board.
know.
Right. As we discussed, if you can provide it in a format that allows us to permanently keep it, that is preferred.
Okay.
If you can't do it, we do have wires right there in front of you
Okay.
on the
Oh,
podium
okay.
to plug in the cell phone. So,
Okay.
yeah, as we previously discussed, though,
Yes.
a USB drive or a DVD would be best so that we can permanently keep it and be tested in advance of the hearing.
Okay, I'll try to do that too, and have that for you, and then the 6 copies.
Okay.
So,
So, did the assessor have any other additional requests on this?
No, the applicant has been more than accommodating, providing information. If there is anything else that he would like to provide prior to hearing that, I will happily agree to that coming in. But I'll place that as a judgment call on part of the applicant.
okay.
All right, so the
Okay.
request is to continue to June 25th, 2018.
Okay, looking for a motion to postpone to June 25th.
So moved.
I second.
All right, please vote.
All right, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, next application, 17-10846, American Commercial Equities 3, LLC. Good morning.
Good morning.
Can you state your name for the record?
Chris Tucker, agent for the
Okay.
applicant.
All right, and are you prepared to move forward today?
No, I'm actually asking for continuance. The client needs to approve basically our recommendation to withdraw the appeal. So,
Okay. Okay, Assessor's Office, any comments?
Mr. Tucker, do you think that you'll be able to get that approval by May 7th?
yes.
Okay, then let's continue this to May 7th.
May 7th, okay. Looking for a motion to postpone to May 7th.
So moved.
Thank you. I second.
All right. Please vote. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much.
The next several are for the same.
Oh, the same, okay. 17-10849 and 10850. Moeller Development Company, LLC.
That's correct.
Okay, are you prepared to move forward on this one today?
No, we're actually going to withdraw that one.
Okay, withdraw that one, okay. Assessor's Office.
The assessor's office has no objection to the withdrawal of either or both of these.
Okay. Okay, so do we need a motion, Brandon?
It's up to the board. The board can make a motion to accept, or the board can just note for the record that it's been withdrawn.
Consistent with board practice, we've always accepted
Okay.
oral withdrawals, so
Okay.
if the board wants to continue with that, then we
Okay,
can move
move
on
to
to the
it.
next item.
Okay,
Motion to
move to accept, all right,
Second.
thank you.
Okay, so that was by Board Member Sisk, second by Board Member Ferris, is what I believe I heard.
Only one left.
Please vote.
Okay, and the next application, 10851 and 10852.
We want to continue that one.
Continue,
Same
okay.
reason as the first one. We
Okay.
want them to actually approve our withdrawal.
Okay, so the Assessor's Office?
Again, and Mr. Tucker, May 7th, you think,
Yes.
okay.
Okay, looking for a motion to postpone to May 7th.
So moved.
All right, my second.
And please vote. Thank you.
Thank you, board.
Okay, next application, 17-10872, Sunrise Growers, Inc.
A stipulation was submitted to the board this morning. Recommended action, if the board has had time to review it, is to approve the stipulation.
Okay, looking for a motion to approve.
So moved.
I second.
Please vote. Thank you.
Okay, next application is 17-10909 and 10910, BT-OH LLC.
This is another where the stipulations were provided to the board this morning. If the board has had time to review, the recommended action is to approve.
Looking for motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
Please vote on that. Thank you.
And then on to findings of fact.
Yes, item number 42 is all the findings of fact for the board, this board, that have been issued in the past few months. So recommended action is to receive and not file item number 42, which is findings of facts for items 43 through 46. So we're looking
Okay.
for a motion to receive and file.
Looking for a motion to approve.
So moved.
I second.
Receive and file.
Thank you. Please vote. One more. Thank you.
And then hearing officer decisions.
Yes, item number 47 is to receive and file the hearing officer's decisions. As stated on the minute orders that were mailed to this board, it is just for knowledge of the public record of what the hearing officer's decisions were. So we need a motion to receive and file.
Okay, looking for a motion to approve.
So moved.
I second. Thank you.
Okay, please vote. Thank you. And way on the last page is our stipulations.
And then now, item 131.
This is the stipulations. They were received in original signature. These were all emailed to the board last Wednesday. If the board has had a chance to review, the recommended action is to approve.
Okay, looking for a motion to approve.
So moved.
Thank you. I second.
All right, please vote. All right, so that's all our agenda items are resolved except for item numbers 21 and 22. Does the board wish to get right into that? Or
Should we jump into this, or do we need a 5-minute break?
I'm good.
It's the chair's call.
Oh, I'm good. If everyone else is good, I'm good.
I'm good.
Okay.
All right, so if you'd like to come forward to the podium, we'll get started on your case. We're going to start with item number 21. I'll hand that out.
Brendan, perhaps they'd like to sit down, or
They did
they
not.
don't want to? Okay.
You wish to stand, correct?
He does, yes.
And for the record, the applicant has not requested findings of fact. Is the assessor requesting findings of fact in this matter?
Yes, the assessor does.
Okay, findings of fact requested by the assessor. Application. Copy of your application. Is that what you intend to
Yeah.
present? Okay, I'm going to take that.
Okay, so who has the burden of proof in this one?
Occupied?
Chair Siska, I'll do a brief overview.
Thank you.
The applicant has the burden of proof, as this is a non-owner occupied, single-family residence, and they're refuting the sales price paid.
Okay.
And that's, I think that covers it.
Okay. Okay, since you guys have the burden of proof, you get to present your side first.
So I'll go ahead and pass out your documents, and you can just go ahead and start talking whenever you want. So we have applicants exhibit 1 here.
Yeah. I don't know if it matters, but you said non-owner occupant, and it is, but our daughter lives, we bought the house for our daughter to live in. So I don't know if that makes a difference.
It makes a difference. The fact is you're not living in it.
We're not.
And you're the title owner.
Right.
So
technically,
it's, even though it's an extension, because she's not on title,
Okay.
it's non-owner occupied.
Okay. And also, my husband is hard of hearing, so
Okay.
just take that into consideration.
It can be a
Okay.
blessing sometimes. My name's Tom. Good morning. This is, feels a lot more serious than I expected, but we've got material for you, and what I'd like to do is just open with how we work. We just think hindsight, we paid a lot more money for the property than we should have. How it works in my family is 1989, my wife calls me, and I had to borrow money to buy a beverage, which at that time cost $1.75, and she said, "You won't believe what I just did." I said, "What'd you do?" "I put $10,000 down on a J.M. Peters home." "You did what?" And so a lot of things are impulsive. And on Thursday, I believe the 28th of April, I'm sorry, we went to look at a home on Rancho. It was a broker open, and Linda is a real estate agent, and she has loved this area since she was a kid. Her childhood friends were raised there. Rancho's a street in particular that she really liked. I had never heard of it. But there was a broker open, about 35 agents showed up that day, and Linda went in, and I waited in the car like I always do, and she said, "Would you like to come in and see it?" And I said, "Sure." So we looked at it quickly, and it was nice. Well, that was Thursday. The day before, it came on the market on Wednesday. We saw it on Thursday. The next day, we were driving to Big Sur for the weekend of the Big Sur Marathon. In that time frame, we bought a house, and knew nothing really about the neighborhood. She just being familiar with it, but not as far as, even though she's an agent, her territory really is Oxnard, and she could tell you everything about real estate in Oxnard. And so trying to do some quick research is difficult when you're in a Big Sur and there's no phone connection, no internet connection. We were able to have some phone calls, conversations with the agent. We ended up in a multiple offer situation. And when you drive into Big Sur, everybody's happy, and you say, "Sure, let's go ahead and do it." And on Sunday, we made the offer. So when people say, "What did you do in Big Sur?" we say, "We bought a house." And so that said, we've got in our packet an MLS turnout for Rancho, the comparative market analysis, two of them. One is the 6 months prior to the sale, and the second one is the 3 months prior to January 1st, 2017, and the 3 months after that date. There is an appraisal. The counter offer that we received asking us for the highest and best, closing statement, the inspection, termite inspection, and the receipt for repairs that have been done to this time. When we got back, then we looked at that home, but it was something that we were committed to. We wanted it for Jessica, and we wanted that area, and it was going to, take more work than we thought. They told us that the home had been repiped, but in fact it was show piping. So when you just look at it, you see the copper, but underneath is the the old, what is it?
Galvanized.
Galvanized steel. The home was built in 1951. The drains would not drain. The pipes leaked. So we had a major repair. We had to completely repipe the home.
And redrain it.
And, yeah. And then it says the home had a shed. The roof blew off when the first winds came up. The tenant took all of the window coverings, which were to be included on the entire home.
And the seller wouldn't compensate us for that.
And a lot of deferred maintenance because it had been a long time rental property. Heater didn't work. We replaced that. We're going to have to redo all of the electrical work and so forth. So we really did overpay for that property. The CMA reports that we have, the criteria used was the location, bed and bath count, square footage, condition, age. And so with that, if we go through the materials other than the two cover letters, which I've just tried to condense, we've got the property, the MLS listing, and it shows the property that we have.
And you can see that it's in original condition. It hadn't been upgraded at all.
Yeah, no
And we
upgrade.
didn't realize that most of the properties in the area had been upgraded, and this one had not. And the other thing, when we get to the appraisal, as you know, the appraisers usually, they get a copy of the purchase contract, and they try to bring the value in so that you can get your loan. And our appraiser actually used, half of the comps that he used were for 3 bedrooms, and he only adjusted $7,500 for a 3rd bedroom. And the 3 bedrooms usually sell for between $50,000 and $60,000 more. They also have 2-car garage, and ours only has 1. Okay.
And so if we look, well, in fact, the first thing when you do see the property, you walk into the kitchen, the sink needs to be removed. Well, to remove the sink, you'd have to tear out all the tile, you'd have to tear the whole thing out. So it's, I just tell my daughter, don't look at it. So if we look through the CMAs, the one for the 6 months, that shows a range of 439, 724.
If you look on the last page,
Yeah,
it's
it's on the
tabbed.
last page of that packet.
There's a tab.
So I'm on CMA 1. The range
Excuse me,
is-
which yellow tab are you looking at in order?
Yeah.
Oh, the very last. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so the last page on the CMAs, and the range is 439, it's basically, 439, 724, up to 482, 171. And it shows all of the properties, days on the market, and so forth.
Yeah, we included pictures of all the comparable properties, so you can see that most of those have been updated and ours has not.
And then if we go to the second CMA 2, that's for properties sold 3 months prior to January 1st and 3 after, as we were asked to present that. There are, I think, 6 units listed. 3 of them are 3 bedrooms. And if you go to the last page on that packet, the range is 454, 647 to the average of 464, which is $100,000 less than what we paid for our home. And again, there's you've got photos of all of those properties. And then there's the appraisal, and which Linda noted, appraisals, I guess, tend to go towards the purchase price, which we don't think they should have, and we don't think we got a thorough appraisal. The next thing is the multiple counter offers, and that gives the date you know, so it didn't last the weekend on the market.
And it also shows where it says submit highest and best.
Yeah.
And we were guided by the listing agent as to what price we needed to pay in order to procure the house.
Okay, so I see you guys went into escrow at 655, but the appraisal came in at 545.
560, yeah,
No,
we paid 545 and it appraised,
we paid
no, 565 and it appraised for 545.
Okay.
But we're disputing that appraised value as well because he used 3 of the properties that he used on his appraisal were 3 bedrooms, and he had to use those 3 bedrooms in order to come up with that value. There were lots of 2 bedrooms that he could have used, but he wouldn't have been able to bring in the appraisal that high.
Okay, and then so you guys paid cash above the
Yes,
contract
to-
price
yeah.
to meet the escrow price? Okay. Or, yeah, okay. Did you guys get a home inspection?
We did, and we included it in here.
Okay.
And let me just say that I have never used this home inspector again. He did a horrible job. He was only there about a half an hour, and I was there, and he's the one that told us that the house had been repiped, that the roof was in good shape, that really the house was, you know, pretty good. The only thing he did note was that the heater didn't work, and then we got the heater going, and then it ended up going out as well. But we did have a home inspection, inadequate as it was.
Did you attempt to renegotiate your contract price after reading the
No,
home
because we had
inspection?
signed an amendment saying that we would accept the property as is. And again, we were told that we needed to do that in order to compete with the other buyers.
Okay. Any questions?
And then we also included, there is active infestation of termites, and we haven't taken care of that yet because our list of things that we had to do in that house is so long. So we haven't done the rewiring yet, and we haven't done the termite work. We did include at the very end all the bills for all the work that we've already done. We had to redo just about everything, including the landscaping and everything. Window coverings at our expense.
Mr. Chair, may I ask a question?
Yes, absolutely.
Did you receive any quotes for doing the rewiring and for doing the
Not
termite?
yet. Well, we did have a electrician come by, and it was going to be like $7,500, and we had all these other things that we were already doing. So, but it is a situation where you can't dry your hair and use the microwave at the same time.
And did you get any quotes for the termite work that you haven't
Yes,
yet done?
and that's included in here.
That's within the 20,000 that you mentioned?
No. And the termite work, I use this company a lot, and so he quoted me just for doing like a spot treatment, but the house really needs to be tinted. And
What
then
was the termite quote?
I think it was $745, but that didn't
That's for the
include,
spot.
that didn't include the tinting, and the tinting would be another $1,500 on top of that.
Okay. Do you have any questions, Linda?
Not yet.
Okay. Give us a minute here. Making sure we have all our questions asked. I don't think I have any other questions. I'm looking at the location map from the appraisal, and it looks like all of their comps are within the market neighborhood. They're all south of Thompson, between Lemon Grove and Seaward. And I believe I'm looking at your map here, and only one of your 12 sales is in the same market as the subject.
Yeah, I used like a radius map, so they may have been more scattered around, but they should all be pretty much, I did this a really long time ago too, so
Okay.
I don't remember. But they should be pretty much the same age, square footage, bed and bath count.
Okay, but they're in different neighborhoods, like this is over on, that's off of North Bank, that's a Superior neighborhood. The Avenue is inferior neighborhood up here.
That's true.
By the college is Superior. Anything north of Thompson's going to be Superior. And it looks like all of your stuff is north of Thompson, which is, so you're picking,
I did it by
Comps from-
I did it more by the bed and bath count, so then and the year built.
okay.
Because I don't think you can use the 3 bedrooms.
Well, they're similar in square footage, and they've made an adjustment for the bedroom. even though it
$7,500.
seems kind of light to me, but
Yeah,
yeah.
very.
But they did, they have 2 and 3 bedrooms in here, and the 3 bedrooms are within a pretty close living area to the other comps. They're not considerably larger.
I have a question. I was looking at the photos. Now, this had wall heaters, the old wall
Yes,
heaters?
uh-huh.
Okay, I think. And what was your initial offer? I don't know if I see that in here.
I think our initial offer was the 565 because,
545 or something?
no, honestly, I don't remember.
Okay, no problem. Because there's a counter here that says highest and best, so usually you
Yeah, I think
Probably
we
started somewhere
submitted,
lower.
I think our initial offer was our highest and best.
okay. Okay. All right, I don't have any further questions. Do you,
What the appraiser
counsel?
says.
Any questions? All right, assessor's office, any questions of the applicant?
Yes, I have a few. When did your most recent search begin for a residence?
Actually, on that Thursday of the broker caravan, my daughter, we have a condo that we as well bought for her to live in the cannery out on the avenue. And since then, she recently got engaged, and so it was a studio apartment. So it was a very impulsive thing. I saw it come up online that it was on Broker Caravan, and that was the first house I looked at.
What specific qualities did the residents need to possess in order for you to,
Neighborhood.
neighborhood was the biggest thing?
Yeah, and also the quality of the surrounding homes. The surrounding homes are very nice. They've been well cared for. Not every street is like that, but it was the street that we liked.
Sir, you made reference to sorry, I'll speak up.
Oh, no.
No, okay. Well, I saw you approaching me, I wasn't sure.
He can read lips, too.
I'm not a teacher, so
No, that's fine.
Sorry.
You made reference to growing up in this neighborhood, or you're familiar with the neighborhood, or?
Well, I grew up above the college, but I had a lot of friends that lived in that
Okay,
neighborhood.
so you're
Yeah,
familiar with
I
it.
went to school
Okay.
here.
With regards to your comparables, 584 South Evergreen Drive, did you visit that?
I haven't visited any of those.
Oh, you haven't visited any of your comparables?
No.
All right, well, that expedites a number of questions.
I just looked at the pictures and actually, since we bought the house, I've been going every weekend looking at open houses in the area, and that's when I went, wow, we super overpaid for this house.
What made the subject property, in your mind, at the time, the right property to purchase?
It has great curb appeal. It has we thought a good-sized lot. We liked the backyard was big. They had a lot of windows, which I since now know all the houses have, but I thought it was pretty cool that the whole back of the house is glass windows, so it's a lot of light. We like the fact that the backyard was all-day sun, things like that.
How long was the escrow?
30 days.
30 days? How far in advance of closing did you receive the inspection report?
May 11th was the inspection report. You know the dates, I don't know.
I think we closed in, I want to say, mid-June.
So you received the inspection report, how long, a couple of days after it was done?
Oh, yeah, we always
Okay.
get it like the
Okay.
next day.
You stated that there were condition issues that you were aware of and not aware of. And you feel that the inspector should have found many more
Well,
of them?
I talked to him on the phone after we closed and all of this happened, because I thought I might have some recourse with the seller. And I think basically, instead of going under the house, the entry to the underneath the house is in a closet that was full of stuff, and it's real tiny, and a average-sized man really couldn't even fit down under there, although the plumbers all got under there, so I don't know why the inspector couldn't. But I think he just poked his head down there because he told us, or indicated to me, that the house had been replumbed and partially redrained. And as soon as our daughter moved in, the toilets wouldn't flush, or the toilet wouldn't flush, and the garbage disposal that just backed up every day. So that's when we discovered that the plumbing, where you could stick your head down there and looked like copper, and that's why the plumber that did the replumbing said it's called show piping. So anything that you can see, they put copper, and the rest of it was rotten galvanized.
Did you file a complaint or attempt any recourse against the inspector?
No.
Okay.
I considered it, but, I've known him for like a lot of years, and that's not,
Okay.
we wouldn't do that.
So this was someone you knew. It wasn't somebody who was forcing you. Okay. How far in advance, or I'm presuming it's the same with the appraisal, you received it a few days after?
Yeah, and I really, at the time, I didn't even look at it. When you're buying a property, or when I'm representing a buyer, you want the appraisal to be high because you don't want to have to come in with more money. So at that point in the deal, you want the appraisal to be high.
Okay.
We would have preferred it to be even higher.
And despite, I believe it's on the second or third page, you're in the business, you understand this, they sum it up and say, my opinion of value is
Right.
X.
Uh-huh.
And he said X equals $545,000.
Correct.
And despite that, you continue to agree to pay $565.
Correct. The other thing is that the agents that were representing the seller are co-workers of mine. They don't work for the same company, but I felt that it was important that I stand by my word. I told them that I would accept the property as is. I told them that I would complete the purchase despite the appraisal. This was all, negotiated before we opened escrow. And so I felt that it was important that I continue with the sale.
You say you disagree with the appraiser's findings, the difference of,
Well, just based on the fact that 3 of the 6 comparables that he used were 3-bedroom, and now I know that the 3 bedrooms are selling for like $629, $639, $649, $650, the house across the street from us. So a $7,500 adjustment for a 3rd bedroom, and I can't remember what he adjusted for the garage, but it was very little, and we only have a tiny little 1-car garage.
how much, in your opinion, I mean, we work on square footage, you're bringing up the bedroom difference. How much do you believe that extra bedroom is worth?
I don't know. Well, based on, what they're selling for, if we paid $565 and most of the 3 bedrooms are selling for $630, $640, then that's the answer to the question.
Okay. Again, well, same question, different party. Did you file a complaint against the appraiser?
Oh, no.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
That's not, we wouldn't do anything like
Okay.
that.
I'm here to ask questions.
No.
Do you feel you were deceived into paying too much?
No.
Okay. And
I think also that the seller, because it had been tenant occupied for so long, I would not blame him about the condition of the property. I think he didn't know it, and I also think that a lot of tenants, they were only paying about $1,700 a month rent, and a market value would be at least $2,000, so I think tenants don't complain if they're getting great rent.
And so you represented yourself in
I
this
did.
transaction?
I did.
Okay. Did you get your standard commission?
I did.
There were multiple offers, and you being how long have you been in the business?
14 years.
Okay.
I can tell you how the conversation went, but I don't want to disparage anybody, but the way the conversation went is between the listing agent and myself. We want you, the listing agent, we want you to get this house. We know you well, and we know it's for your family, and then I say, well, would $555 get the job done? How about $560? Would that get the job done? So that's how the conversation went. Just so you know.
I've been in conversations.
Yes.
But at that point, even with coming back from Big Sur and having time to look
Right.
at the inspection report, which may not have included everything after you found out, everything that was found out after the fact, and the appraisal at 545, you proceeded to continue with
Right.
this.
We were very excited about the house. I'm be honest about that. We loved the house. We loved the neighbors. We met the neighbors. All of them were young, family-oriented people. So we were happy.
So, in essence, it was a perfect fit for your daughter
Absolutely, yeah.
because of her pending nuptials and
Right,
And
exactly.
She wasn't looking at the inspections because she
Yes.
didn't care. She just wanted that house.
Okay. I have no further questions.
Okay, thank you. All right, thank you. Yeah, go ahead. Yep.
Thank you.
If that appraisal came in lower, would you still have purchased a home?
Well, that would be a financial decision at that point then, because we pretty much tapped ourselves out.
Okay, I have a similar question. You said that they use 3 bedrooms and 2 bedrooms in comps. And as an appraiser, sometimes we're forced to. If we have to stay within the market within 6 or 12 months, you know how it goes. You got to, adjust for the differences and stay within your market, because you leave your market and then things change and it's hard to differentiate between markets. It's easier to just do a bedroom. If they had have made larger bedroom adjustments and a larger garage adjustment, because the garage adjustment seems small to me,
Absolutely.
the range would have been lower, and they would have possibly appraised the house for even less money. If this had came in at 540 or 535, would you have still paid 565 for it, or would you have?
I don't know. I really don't know. Again, that would be a financial decision if we could afford it.
Okay. All right, I have no further questions.
Thank you.
Well, we're not done yet.
Oh. I want to go.
We're halfway done. Okay, but we're over the hill. We're on the downhill side now. Okay. So now the assessor's office will present their case,
Oh.
and then when they're done presenting their case, you'll get to ask questions, and so will we. And then they will present their closing arguments, and you will present your closing arguments last. So that's easy. All your hard work is done.
Yeah.
Just like a court.
Yeah.
Most likely it would be the other absent board member.
Thank you.
But
Thank you. Thank you.
you have one more copy? That was only 5, so. If
No, take it, because
I might have to. No.
For the record, Assessor's Exhibit A has been submitted.
Okay.
Rick Denham, Ventura County Assessor's Office. Just to remind the board, we're on page 1, right here, the exhibit page. This was a Rule 2 sale. The sales price was $565. The Assessor's Office accepted the Rule 2 sales price of $565. The sale took place on the recording took place on June 16th, 2017. As we go through, I have the subject photos taken from a third party, i.e. the MLS, so that'll give you an idea of the photos of the house. And there are several photos for you, mostly exterior, interior, because it's hard to see. We are then on the valuation page, and that looks like this. I have a number of comps that are all from the subject neighborhood, 100%, which, as the taxpayer said, is important to be in that neighborhood if you like it. It's a distinct neighborhood. 2 of my comps are 2 bedrooms. And then we have an adjustment system. We put all our adjustment on square footage. We don't make individual bedroom adjustments.
Okay.
But we do allow for it, and it's incorporated in our square footage adjustments. And so, like I said, there are a total of 6 comps that I used. I would point out a couple of things with this. All of my comps aren't just in the tract. They're all within a half mile of the subject. Our comparables book in the transfer date and also the square footage and the condition. The sales price of $565 falls within the adjusted range of $516 to $576. Comparable 6 sold for $490, which is, by the way, what the applicant's requesting. It is a smaller house in lesser condition, and it backs to the railroad track. Comparable 5, in case there's any confusion by anybody, did flip 4 months later in good condition for $635. So just to be aware of that, because somebody might double check our work or something and say, why are we at the number we're at? So with these 6 comparables and under the criteria of Rule 2, even our adjusted values that are within 5% are considered adequate. We don't actually have to hit the sale price. We hit the sale price by both adjusted values and by values of actual sale prices. We have an actual sales price of a 2-bedroom at $634,000, actual sale price. And so that probably, in our case, guided how much we adjusted for square footage / bedroom, which is maybe different from the approach of the taxpayer. So anyway, because of these 6 comparables, you can see them on a map, and here they are. Obviously, all below Main Street. Obviously, like comp number 6, you can see that it does back to the railroad. Otherwise, it's pretty much your quiet neighborhood location. And now my colleague will further explain our position.
Thank you, Mr. Denham. We include the listing. The list price was $549. The applicant doesn't contest that they paid $565. They're just contesting that they paid too much. Flip the page, and again, the buyer's statement showed that in fact 565 was the confirmed page. They provided the full inspection. I included that the cover page to show that one was done, and along with the fact that an appraisal was done and what that amount was. We talked about that, $545. They included the full appraisal. And finally, the last page, and probably the most relevant, is that this is a Rule 2 sale, knowledgeable buyer, offered on the open market. And unfortunately, it sounds as if they got caught up in a bidding war, but as they know from viewing the neighborhood afterwards, apparently it's really, really desirable.
It is. It is.
And that's our presentation.
Okay, thank you very much. Any questions from the board? Yep.
On the condition, on the appraisal, the subject is showing A+. Is that the best condition?
No.
I didn't know what.
No,
Can you explain
there's
the condition
average.
marks?
There's average. There's average plus.
Oh, okay. G is better. G is
G
good.
is better than
Okay,
A+.
all right.
Correct. Because we had a couple of comparables that were definitely in average condition, just by the standard of really original. The carpet was, we'll say it looked as if from the photos at least a decade old, if not more. So that's the difference between the A plus and the good.
Okay. Any other questions? I will have a few here. Okay. Sale 1 sold for $634,000, and that's on Emma Street. I see that Emma Street always sells for a bit more than most of the stuff. I don't know if it's the trees or what it is, but Emma always has
They do have beautiful
substantial
trees.
sales prices. Yeah. Don't know why, but and that is your highest comp. Your other comps are adjusted to 543, 530, 546, 516, and 536. It looks like 545 is very well supported to me. That's all I'm saying.
I'm not saying that 545 isn't well supported. I'm saying the applicant paid 565.
Right.
And Rule 2 indicates that the assessor accepts that. And if the applicant, or if the home buyer wants to appeal, as they're doing, the burden of proof falls on them.
Right.
And also the board to refute Rule 2.
Okay,
And
even though, go
The
ahead.
burden of proof on the applicant also includes the requirement that they have to show that there's a substantial deviation of 5% or more in value from the sale price if they're challenging the sale price. So they'd have to prove to the board the true market value of the property is 5% less than the 565 they paid, and I can't do the math in my head. You'd
I
have
know,
to
I know.
figure that out.
Yeah.
25,000 or so.
That's $28,000, let's see. Yeah, 536 is 5%. Okay. Do you have any questions of the appeals
I
board,
just
their
have-
presentation?
I have a comment. I think what you brought up about Emma, that neighborhood, certainly there are streets and sections of streets that are just, it's amazing what the people have done to their homes. And then you see others in the same neighborhood where they haven't done much of anything in for decades. And so I think that's why you can get some real fluctuations, because there are some beautiful homes in that neighborhood.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Okay. Okay, any other
I have a
comments?
question.
Yep.
Everyone else is done.
Okay, go ahead.
Clarification to the assessor, it's showing a recommended value highlighted and the allocations are different. Are you recommending the board change the allocation from 65% to land and 35% to improvements to 62% to land and 38% to improvements? Or is that just a typo that you're recommending a different allocation?
That's a typo.
Okay, so the original, you're
Yes,
recommending
the original
65,
allocations,
35?
the original allocations suffice.
Okay, thank you for clarifying.
Okay, thank you. Okay, any other comments of the assessor's presentation?
We have
Okay.
no comments.
Okay. I think now it's time for the assessor's office to present their closing statements.
Thank you for coming out and participating in this. And thank you for the evidence that you presented to the board. The assessor holds that they accepted the sales price and followed Rule 2. And based on testimony, the educated buyer, 14 years of education, wanted a house in this neighborhood. And in order to get it, they had to outbid people. And it's unfortunate that this happens, but when you get to situations where everybody wants to live in selected areas, people are willing to pay more for that, and that's what the applicant did. And I understand that based on what the applicant said, and also Chair says, you know, there are certain streets within that area that may garner a higher value. If the assessor was provided that information to consume, we might have adjusted for it. But as it stands right now, that's outside information, and we were not privy to that. Again, we hold as we did our job properly based on Rule 2, and we have submitted the information for the board's consideration. Thank you.
All right, thank you. All right, if you want to present your closing statements, you're welcome.
Yes, we're delighted to know that we did not overpay for that house. Thank you. That's it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just,
No, that's it.
I'm just curious, the comps that you used are, the window we were given was to use the 6 months prior to the sale and 3 months prior to January 1st and 3 months after January 1st, 2017. The comps like Emma is in October of 2017, which is not the window we were asked for. But the other thing is the market was really slow. There were very few homes on the market at the end of the summer and into the fall, and that's why the prices were going up.
It's supply and demand.
Yeah.
And, you know, you got caught in a shortage plus, you know, everybody, you know, it was summertime. It's one of those times where everybody wants to move and get situated for their kids and what have you. And it's one of those, I don't know, market trends that people like yourself, you know when you're taking buyers out, that there are certain times somebody may end up having to pay more in order to secure a dwelling.
Thank you.
Just one slight correction. Emma actually sold in August,
I see that, yeah.
which is why it applied to this sale.
Right.
I didn't want you to think we used a
No, I know.
sale out of time.
I know
Thank
3
you.
of them are from August, I think, or actually 3 of them from after the date of close. But yeah. Okay, thank you. Okay, so we deliberate behind closed doors on this, or?
I almost felt like she said she accepted the price of
I'm
the,
fine. I'm tired.
where are we?
Well, the board should make a decision based on their view of the evidence.
Yeah.
Okay.
You want to deliberate behind doors, or?
Sure, because we got a lot of stuff to go over.
Yeah. We are going to deliberate behind closed doors, and we'll have our decision later on today. But you're welcome to go now. We'll dismiss court
Okay.
here, and then.
They
Brandon-
have that second case.
We have the
decline
second
in
case, the
value
decline in value.
You probably
Here's part two.
should deliberate now and then come
Come
out
back.
and report your findings on the first case, so they know if there's a second case to
That-
go forward.
That's right. I forgot about that, decline in value.
Well, it's
So
all one, right? I mean,
We got to listen to them
They'll
separately,
probably-
because
They
one.
won't take that long. It's
It,
they
with
should report
the,
it.
with the decline in value, you would be declining, or you would be arguing against the value as of January 1, 2017. So the fact that it was, if I remember correctly, somewhere around 430,000 on the roll, even if the board comes back to your number of 490, there's no way, in my opinion, that you're going to be able to say that the house was worth less than 430,000 as of January 1, 2017. Do you believe the house was worth less than 430,000?
no.
Okay. So I think with that testimony, I believe the only issue is the current one. And then if the applicant would be willing to stipulate to withdraw the other case, because I don't think they're going to be able to argue successfully.
Right, I don't either. Not with the, but it's.
I don't even know what, I thought it was just one thing.
The difference
That's
is
okay.
it extends the sales you can use because your sales are limited to 90 days from the date of valuation. So it's a January 1st valuation. So you can use sales up to 90 days after.
It's January 1st of 2017, not January 1st of 2018.
Okay.
So you're talking about a value, you'd be arguing about a value before you even purchase the house.
I'm not going to argue about anything.
Okay. All right, I think.
So for the record, do we need to strike one of those applications?
Do you wish to voluntarily withdraw that application?
Yes.
Or waive your rights to challenge the January 1st, 2017 assessment?
Yes.
Okay. So for the record, board, they've verbally withdrawn. Do you accept that?
That would be application 17-10761.
That's correct.
Okay. So, looking
Motion
for,
to accept the
looking for a
withdrawal is
motion
what we're
to
looking for.
withdraw.
So moved.
I second.
All right. So with that, the board doesn't necessarily have to come back unless they want to. Unless the board wants to make their decision on the record. But the board can adjourn from closed session if they wish as well.
Okay.
Okay.
Finish up.
We will go ahead and adjourn, and we'll finish this in closed session.
Thank you.
Thank you.